Well, I think we had a very enjoyable time at the reunion. I have a few photographs that are laying here on the table. I would like to show them to you, beginning with a picture of the swimming pool at Karen and Denny's home. And so we come to the last one in this set of photographs. This next set of pictures I'll show you are from a few old photo albums I borrowed from various relatives. Some of these photos were taken a great many years ago, either when some of us were still children or before others were born. I'll try the best I can as we go along to identify just who the people are and how they are related to me. Let's begin with this old photo showing my great-grandfather with his wife and family. The gentleman pictured here sporting the beard is Adam Wilzbach, my great-grandfather. Sitting next to him is his wife, Regina. Standing in the rear is their daughter, Apollona. Next is a son, Valentine. Then we have another daughter, Mary. And finally, another son, Charles, who was my grandfather. And here is Grandfather Charles in a much later picture. And here is Grandfather's wife, Frances. This picture taken in 1940 shows Grandmother Frances and her family celebrating her 78th birthday. Standing from left to right is Uncle Adam, Uncle Anthony, Uncle Frank, then we have Uncle Sam Nickel, Uncle Jim Nickel. Next is Robert, who was my father. Next we have Uncle Albert. Aunt Alma. Uncle Louis. And finally, Uncle Edward. This photo, also taken on Grandmother Frances' 78th birthday celebration, shows her surrounded by her daughter-in-laws. First we have Eleanor, Adam's wife, then Agnes, Frank's wife, then we have Marie, Albert's wife. Next is Leola, my father's second wife, Helen, Jim Nichols' wife, then Margaret, Sam Nichols' wife, and Gertrude, Edward's wife. Seated in the front row on Grandmother's right is Irma, Anthony's wife, and on her left is Mildred, Louis's wife. Here is Grandma Frances and the grandchildren who were at the celebration. From left to right is cousin Donald Nickel, myself, cousins Dorothy, Rosemary, Frank, June Nickel, and Esther. In the front row on the left, we have cousins Alma, Mary, Gertrude, Ruth, and Virginia. Standing immediately behind the children in this 1932 photograph are, from left to right, Aunt Irma, Aunt Gertrude, Aunt Mildred, and Aunt Alma. The children, from left to right, are cousins Esther, Ruth, Virginia, and Dorothy. And on the extreme left of the picture, next to Aunt Alma, is cousin Rosemary and myself. This photo, taken sometime in the early 1940s, shows from left to right in the back row my brothers Lawrence and Charles, myself, cousin Emma, my brother Robert, cousins Louise, Frank, Fred, Jimmy, and June. And in the front row, from left to right, we have cousins Tom, Mary, and Ruth. Here is Uncle Edward with his daughter Mary. Here they are again, this time on Mary's First Communion Day. This photograph, taken during 1943, shows the infamous Shoot the Moon card game players. From left to right is a family friend, Wally Dryden, then Uncle Louis, Uncle Albert, myself, Uncle Anthony, and George Wisman, Uncle Albert's father-in-law. Once again, here is Grandmother Frances. Here is Cousin Frank and his son, Kenny. Here is a picture showing 4 generations of family. We have Grandmother Frances, her son Frank, her grandson Frank Jr., and great-grandson Kenny. Here is Grandma Frances with Aunt Alma and myself. And that about takes care of the photographs from this particular album. Now let's put the other album up on the table. As we open it, we see a few pictures of Cousin Fred. The young lady shown here is Aunt Agnes. Here is a picture of Uncle Frank that was taken on the Ohio River waterfront in Cincinnati. While I'm looking at Uncle Frank's photo, It reminds me that I have a drawing I want to show you. This picture is quite old, as you will see later on. It was sketched by Uncle Frank, and he used a very soft lead pencil to do the work. Now let's see if we can get the camera down just a little bit lower for a close-up of the name and date. There it is, 1920, F.B. Wilzbach. Here we have a couple photographs of Uncle Frank and Aunt Agnes. This picture of Aunt Agnes is from 1912. Here are a few more pictures of Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank with grandson Kenny. Uncle Frank with his three sons, Frank, Fred, and Bill. This is Cousin Frank as a boy, and here he is in later years. Here we have a few snapshots of Cousin Fred. This young man is Uncle Frank. Here he is once again with the boys. And here are the boys with their mother, Aunt Agnes. I see we also have a few snapshots of Cousin Bill. Here's one of Bill and Gladys. Here's another picture of Frank and Kenny. Here's Cousin Frank again, with his wife Marion and son Kenny. Once again, here's Cousin Frank, this time with Uncle Edward, Uncle Albert, and Uncle Frank, and with cousins Tom and Kenny. Here's another one of Grandma Frances. Here she is again, with myself in the photograph. Here are a few snapshots of Cousin Fred with his daughter Karen. Also in this album, I see some various snapshots of Karen. Here's Karen with Cousin Bill's son, Bernard. Here is Bernard again, this time with Cousin Fred and Bernard's wife, Judy. And finally, we have two more photographs of Cousin Fred. And so we come to the last of the photographs from these albums. My thanks to the folks who were kind enough to lend them to me so I could show them. Also, on behalf of all those who attended the family reunion, I want to extend a vote of thanks to Karen and Denny Fields for the use of their home on that day and for their gracious hospitality. I hope each and every one can attend the next family reunion, which I believe is scheduled for sometime during the year in 1990. So for now, goodbye everybody. Copyright 1988 by the Wilzbach Broadcasting Company. Photographed on location at the home of Karen and Denny Fields. A Lucille Ray production. Executive producer Bernard Wilzbach. Telecasting courtesy of station WILZ-TV, Channel 4. Directed by Ray Wilzbach.